Hi, everybody. Coming up on 8 o'clock right now, we've got severe thunderstorms rolling through the area right now, and you're hearing that thunder. You're seeing the dark clouds off in the distance, and we have our first what's called considerable threat severe thunderstorm warning across Anderson County, Pickens, and Oconee County. The concern here is that we're going to have some large hail out of some of this activity, and that's what I'm concerned about here is we've got this new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Anderson. This is a pronounced hail core, and the warning does include a tag here that says that hail could be in excess of golf ball size. Watching that closely, and I got to tell you, this is a supercell storm moving into the area as we speak. I am so thankful that we do not have a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere because this storm does look like a supercell that would be capable of producing a tornado. I'm watching it closely for you folks in Anderson. This is a very strong storm. New severe thunderstorm warning. That damage threat has the considerable tag on it. When it has a considerable tag, it means the severe is more than just a typical severe thunderstorm warning. It's got golf ball sized hail possible here. Let's read the literature in the severe thunderstorm warning from the National Weather Service folks out of Greer. This was issued at 7:52. It goes until 8:45. Golf ball sized hail. You don't see that often, folks. This is a significant severe thunderstorm warning. You're seeing it at the top and bottom of your screen. And moving forward here, damage to roofs, siding, Reed Creek, Homeland Park, Anderson Airport, Broadway Lake, Belton, Anderson, Donalds, North Lake, and Due West, all in the path of this storm that does, again, produce the potential for very large hail. Folks, if you're watching right now in the Upstate, in Western North Carolina, in Northeast Georgia, please let me know where you're watching from. That's very important to me to be able to get you the warnings. If you're watching right now and you can see, we are going to have the potential for hail being a possibility here over the next couple of hours. That's my concern. We've also got some very heavy rain pushing into downtown Greenville. Rain about to be possible for all of us. This is just below severe criteria in downtown Greenville. Wind gusts in downtown in excess of 50 miles per hour with pea-sized hail. In fact, I'm starting to get some pictures in from McDowell County, North Carolina of some wind and some rain, as well as some hail starting to accumulate on some areas, lawns there near Hawkins Drive in McDowell County. You're seeing some hail as we speak. Hart County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. This, too, is a strong one. Quarter-sized hail in excess of 60 miles per hour, the winds. I see Clemson's in the house watching right now. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you will, please tag a friend or a family member in this. And at the bottom of your screen, there's a little share button right here if you're watching. You can share this with your family and friends, letting more people know. My wife Lauren's watching. Hello to the kiddos that may be watching. Mason, Parker, maybe getting ready for bed. We've got some strong winds, some heavy rain, some lightning that's going to be moving through here shortly. And each one of these storms are what we call a supercell. They are supercellular in design, and that is that typical hook look that you see right there. Folks, these do not have a tornado tag on them, but I can tell you, moving forward, we got to watch them. There's not a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere, so thankfully, there's not a lot to get these storms to rotate. But I got to tell you, if there were just a little bit more wind energy, we'd be in store for another ball game here because this thing is a bad mamba jamba. I mean, this thing is just cooking with grease right now. Really quite severe. It's trying to hook. I mean, this thing's trying to spin in Anderson County here. I'm looking at it in 3 dimensions, and I'm telling you, this thing is a bad boy. I mean, it's got the spin with it that you would see in a supercell, but thankfully it doesn't have enough rotation. It is a very tall thunderstorm, and in fact, as I turn off the 3D look at this, there's a couple of things we can analyze here, including one of them is the echo top. This is a very important thing to be able to note when we're tracking severe weather is how tall are these thunderstorms. They're getting up to close to 30,000 feet. So this is trying to get up tall. This one across southern Franklin County heading into Hart County is getting closer to 30,000 feet. So watching that closely, but I got to tell you, the hail core that I'm seeing in this activity is very pronounced. This thing is a big supercell storm that does have the capability of producing some very large hail in many areas. So let's look at a couple of different things with this. In fact, one of the tools that I can show you here, let me turn it on. If I can find it right here, would be the hail activity out of this. So we're watching that closely as we roll on through. Nigel has my cookie. Thank you, Nigel.
You're welcome.
Little warm Chick-fil-A cookie. Nigel's the best. Nigel Robertson, everybody. The secrets behind what keeps us going here in the evening hours during severe weather. Obviously, I can't eat that right now, but it's so warm and gooey. I may have to nuke it here in a minute. Simply put, folks, we're watching this. Brandon Chandler's watching right now, one of my trusted weather spotters in the Simpsonville area. We'll be keeping up with you as the storm rolls in and gets closer. All right, so what are you guys seeing right now? I got Sandy Springs, LaFrance in the house, Lake Jocassee. Watching this closely, we've got some severe weather that's rolling through right now. Each of these is a supercell type thunderstorm. They are producing mainly hail. This is mainly a hail threat. You got a couple of special weather advisories for Greenville. Most of the worst of the activity I'm seeing in the upstate right now is south of you guys in the Jocassee Gorge. My weather spotter Josh is watching this right now. Big time. Watching it close, let me tell him we're in check. All right. So Sandy Springs, let's put a couple of tracks on this. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you do not already, follow us here on this YouTube channel, this Facebook channel that you're here. We're keeping you guys informed. Thank you for those of you that are joining right now on the WYFF4 mobile app. And folks, if you don't already, if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, a great tool to have in situations like this is the app. It does help you track and map out these storms in real time. Also, if we go live and you're on the go, like my family, you're here, there, and everywhere, baseball practices, ball practices, you're going to be able to get those warnings in real time. All right, Donald's, Honeypath, Kiwi. This is some big storms rolling your way. So from a perspective here, it's just south of the Clemson University, just south of Simpsonville. But boy, this is some big action rolling through that we're going to be watching here in the next little bit. So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them is a considerable tag severe thunderstorm warning. Very electrical thunderstorms that we're watching as these roll on through. Hail is the big concern out of some of this activity as well. It's got the damage threat considerable there across the Anderson, Abbeville, southern Greenville County. I'm talking Moonville, southern parts of Simpsonville into Fountain Inn. This storm's going to get very close to you. And again, it is trying to tighten up a little bit, trying to show you that. So overall, folks, I want to let you know the tornado threat is still on the lower side. It's something we're watching closely because each one of these is a supercell. The threat for severe weather is there, folks. This is a cold core upper low, as we call it. An upper level low is a meteorologist's woe, is the old saying. And in this case, what it means is this cold air that's above our heads. I mean, you feel it. As soon as it starts raining, temperatures drop almost 15, 20 degrees. It happened today, then we warm things back up. Well, in this case, as we move forward here, the severe thunderstorm warning is ramping up. The clouds turn dark out. I mean, it got dark just like that here outside of our studios in downtown Greenville. So my wife Lauren's watching, Parker, Mason, watching this closely. Olivia's watching this for you folks too. Five Forks to Woodruff Road to Anderson to Hartwell to Honeypath, Star, and Iowa. We've got several severe thunderstorm warnings that we're watching right now that we need to be dialed in on. So again, please let me know where you're watching from right now, and we'll keep you posted. Getting reports of the hail, P to marble-sized, and Buncombe to McDowell County, seeing that come in right now. If you are seeing hail, and you can let me know what you're seeing in your neck of the woods, please let me know. Please let me know where you're watching from, and hey, give me that report right then and there. That would help me out to be able to see what's going in. So is this conversation coming through loud and clear? Please let me know. Here in the studio watching this activity as we move forward here. All right. Got some of you tuning in here, so let me turn off a few of these things as we speak. All right, how's that, folks? Everybody hear me all right? Thumbs up. Can you hear me? All right. Again, if you're watching right now, live Super Doppler 4, we are keeping a close eye on what is going on around the area right now. And we have several severe thunderstorm warnings that appear to be hail producers, large hail. If you're watching in Greenville County right now, some strong winds, some heavy rain moving through. It is just absolutely pouring. And there is a lot of lightning out of some of this activity. So it's probably making some noise. Looks like it's going to split the difference here from the Greenville County storm and Simpsonville Five Forks from what is just south of you. This thing is a big, bad storm moving into Anderson, Star, and Iva. This warning has the damage threat considerable tag on it. And that's the concern here as we move into the next little bit, is that this considerable tag here is going to give us the chance that some of this activity turns a little bit more on the severe side. So, watching it closely for you. You'll see the warnings on the top and bottom part of your screen there, and we'll keep you posted. Right now, there are currently 16 active warnings across the southeastern United States as we're tracking this severe weather rolling through the area right now. Hail is our primary concern across the upstate, western North Carolina. All right, Stephanie says it was in and out, now it's better. Stephanie says we can hear you. Okay, thank you. Great, great, great. Glad it's working again. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I had my phone a little too close to the computer, and I think maybe it was fighting for the Wi-Fi. Who knows? Weirder things have happened. All right, so watching this activity here across the area, let me do a couple of analysis here. Again, I'm watching for the reflectivity. I mean, these are some dicey-looking storms that have the potential to produce rotation, but right now they're not. Just some very strong winds moving into the Star and Iva area. 187 down to 29, just south of the Anderson Airport. That's where we're likely to have some stronger storms roll through. Let's switch products here. I'm going to switch radars. We're going to look at something here, all right? Let's look at the hail. So these storms that have been rolling on through have the potential to produce large hail. And in this case, this one moving into Royston, Bowman, we've had observed half-inch sized hail associated with this activity that's rolling on through. So again, something that is going to need to be watched very, very closely. Let's turn back on our local radar and put it in motion here for you. So let's look at Greenville. You've got some heavy rainfall now moving into downtown. Greer, you're shortly about to see some rain. Spartanburg, between now and 9 o'clock is when your activity is going to begin to ramp up. And then pushing off toward Pickens, Norris, Central, down through Sandy Springs, Anderson, Star, Iva, Highway 29. I mean, this is where the worst of the storm is, right in here. And this is the this is the strongest part of the storm as we're looking at it right now. Big time. And got some hail out of that. That hail is the most pronounced here across Highway 187 near Springfield Campground. Got the potential for, as the Doppler radar and the warning indicates, golf ball sized hail associated in this part of the world. All right. So that's right there southwest of Anderson. You've also got this warning down here in Georgia, Hart County, Elbert County, inch-sized hail, 60 miles per hour winds. All right, so let's look closer at the computer model here as we map out the next couple of hours, because moving forward here, we're going to need to watch this very closely here as stronger storms are going to be possible. Hail is primarily my biggest concern, and as I look at the new computer model here, let's look at that. As I turn on the radar, you'll be able to see that just above my head as any kind of new warning goes up. We'll let you know. But right now, what I'm seeing is this strongest storm activity is going to be over us here over the next probably, let's say, 2 hours time frame. Let me refresh the model. There you go. It's got this activity now through 9 o'clock. Like I said, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, through Anderson, and then Greenwood, Spartanburg, Gaffney, but around 9 o'clock. By 10, most of the worst of this is out of Lawrence and Greenwood, and then pushing toward Columbia, the I-77 corridor, Rock Hill through Charlotte. This same line, the same activity that's quite potent right now will then push toward the I-95 corridor. It'll be a rough night between Columbia and Florence and Myrtle Beach, those areas. And then it just continues to push off toward the east. And tomorrow, we're not out of the woods, unfortunately. For those of you that have plans outdoors, a lot of us will see sunshine through a good bit of the day. But I want to show you what happens as we go into midday. So here we are, 10 a.m. Most of us are hearing the birds chirp. Things are fine. It's nice and clear. But as the day goes on, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we're going to start to see some thunderstorms form. And like today, any number of them could be on the stronger side that we need to watch out for. I don't think they're supercellular in development tomorrow. We just don't have as much of the ingredients, and it turns cooler tomorrow. But nonetheless, tomorrow in Asheville, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Abbeville, we'll have some storms through about the 4 o'clock hour. And then it's turning cold, folks. That's a whole other component. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this with severe weather on the way, but I want to show you the temperatures tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock are already in the 20s and 30s. 30s and 40s, right at 32 degrees at 9 p.m. in the higher elevations of the mountains. You add in some wind, the wind gust is going to be up around 30 miles per hour. So the apparent temperature, the feels like temperature in Asheville is going to be 36 tomorrow evening. It's going to be about 23 in Weaverville tomorrow evening. And then going into Saturday, watching this very closely here into Saturday. Saturday's just going to be a raw day in the mountains. 39 for a feels like temperature. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. It is going to be, one of those days where 15, 20 mile per hour winds, you don't think it makes that much of a difference, but that apparent temperature is going to be very, very chilly. Let me map out the rest of the evening for you on Saturday. Let's go to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then into the evening. 8, 9 o'clock is feeling like 35 to 40 degrees in western North Carolina. It is temporary, though, folks. We're going to begin to warm things back up thereafter. Now, the severe threat tonight is there. We have a cold core. Like I said, it's a cold level parts of the atmosphere. What that does is bring energy down to the surface and allows those thunderstorms to rise very quickly. And that's what we're getting right now is the potential that we get a couple of these storms to produce some strong winds. And they're very electrical in nature as well through now the next 2 or 3 hours. Watching that very, very closely for you folks. So, again, a little reset here. I am watching this from our studios here, getting some reports in. What do we got here? Some significant lightning. Oh, check this out. All right, this is from John Humphreys watching from Greenville. Look at that lightning. Extremely electrical. He's got a great view right there from Greenville, in between Greenville and Travelers Rest. John, former boss here at WYFF4, President and General Manager John Humphreys, very electrical storms. I mean, that's what we're seeing here across the area is these storms are producing a lot of electricity in these areas. Let me hit play on this and you can see, look at that. What a grab there. Big time lightning showing up in and around the area as we speak. These are very, very electrical storms. John, thank you for that. All right. So let me pull up the radar here as we're watching this closely. Severe thunderstorm warnings extend into Anderson County right now. If you will let me know, guys, is the stream still glitching or did I get the Wi-Fi figured out? I think I have a lot. If you can see behind me here, I've got monitors and screens here. Too many phones and devices probably around me. I think I was smothering the Wi-Fi. But here we are, severe thunderstorm warning. This one in Anderson is considered a considerable damage severe thunderstorm warning. And what that means is something is a little bit more feisty than a typical severe thunderstorm. Does that make sense? So that would be winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. Not the case with this one, but it's the hail. When the hail is above an inch, it's golf ball size in this case, that leads to a considerable tag. That means it could do more significant damage than just a typical thunderstorm. All right, so Anderson, Meadowbrook, these areas right now are in the path of this hail core, and it is still very pronounced. It's kind of meandering slowly to the south. So those of you that are in the path of this, if you can safely move your car, that would of course be the goal, right? As it's moving on through. So this would be in Deans, Flat Rock, in Anderson County, Creightonville, Levelland, and then Kiwi. there in the next 45 minutes. New severe thunderstorm warning issued downstream for this. Let's see what the National Weather Service folks are saying about this as we're watching that. Their new literature here shows severe thunderstorm warning. Hail is down to an inch in size from 1.75 inches, and the wind is at about 60 miles per hour. So this new warning goes until, 9:15. The severe thunderstorm is moving a little slower now. It was at 45 miles per hour. Now it's rolling at about 35 miles per hour. It's got golf ball-sized hail earlier. Now it's at a quarter-sized hail. We've also got the possibility that these winds are in excess of 60 miles per hour. This does include the towns of Hodges, Donalds, Abbeville, Shoals Junction, Iva, Due West, Star, Lake Succession, Antroville, and then Homeland Park. Again, the strong winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. I got to tell you, folks, Greenville, get ready. Got another one coming for you. Let's put a track on this. This one in Pickens County is flaring up. And, folks, the difference with this versus like a summertime pattern is that you can get a storm, you can get another one, and it won't really lose its punch. So this feisty action moving out of Pickens will be heading towards Cedar Rock, Ariel, Hale, Crosswell, Whitehorse Heights, Welcome, Parker, Tanglewood, Riverside, Whitehorse Road in about 24 minutes, West Greenville in about 24 minutes. That put it at close to 9 o'clock. The Judson community of Greenville in about 25 minutes. Park Place, and then Leawood. Let's track it just a little bit further and get into some more populated areas of Greenville because I do think it is headed that way. Again, you were kind of out of it. This one's flaring up, though. Wouldn't be surprised if this gives us a severe thunderstorm warning. So 735,000 people in the path of this one. This is going to go right through the core of Greenville, most populated area of the Upstate. It'll be in Easley in about 7 minutes. It'll be in Hale in about 10 minutes. Powdersville in 16 minutes. So find your town or find a town that's near you, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly right there at you. But as we're watching this, Brannon, Woodside, West Greenville in about 20 minutes, Judson, City View, Lakeside, West Gant, Pleasant Valley. All right, Nickeltown in about 25 minutes, downtown Greenville about 25 minutes, so about 8:50 for you folks watching right now in and around Greenville. Impact time for Conisty would be about 27 minutes, Malden 31 minutes, Simpsonville at about 35 minutes, so about 9 o'clock. Rolling through at about 9 o'clock in those areas. Five Forks, 36 minutes. So about right at the top of the hour. All right, let's look at the details on this special weather statement. It is not a severe thunderstorm warning. It's got wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and it's got pea-sized hail. But I do see that this is beginning to intensify just a little bit here across Pickens County, now entering Greenville County. So it's about to cross over into Easley any minute now. It's going to be rolling through Easley, Dacusville, and shortly thereafter it would be into downtown Greenville. So we're likely to get round two. And in Greenville, you already had some storms roll through. That action is now over Greer, Lake Robinson, surrounding areas, but that is not the only storm in town. In fact, we got a big severe thunderstorm warning that is heading toward Star, Iva, Abbeville, Greenwood. This does have some very pronounced hail with it, and it is pulling down toward the south. So putting a track on this, it's rolling at about 40 miles per hour. Would put this rolling into areas like Star, Lake Succession, Antroville, Brownlee Crossroads, Leveland, Fairs Crossroads, due west at about 30 minutes. It'd be in Arborville, Central Shiloh, Abbeville, Hodges. About 50,000 people in the path of this one, and it is a big hail core. Harris, Blakedale, Promised Land, Greenwood in about 50 minutes, so about 9:15 in Greenwood. South Greenwood at about 54 minutes, so closer to 9:30 or so. That's a big one. That is a big one right there, folks. Elberton, you've got some strong winds and some large hail possible in some of this activity that's rolling your way as we speak. About to move over the lake. Watching this one in Pickens, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a downstream severe thunderstorm warning. It is starting to intensify here moving toward Greenville area. And that's, of course, moving into the most populated areas of Greenville. You'll be getting this very shortly here. Loud thunder in Campobello. Yeah, this storm's kind of showing signs of strengthening too. It's a special weather statement right now from the National Weather Service. 40-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail moving toward Paris Mountain State Park, just over you. Now it's moving just east. Welford, Greenville, Lyman Lake, Lake Robinson, surrounding areas. That is a big storm as well across northern Greenville County. Near Sandy Flat, pushing over toward Milford, just north of Highway 14 near the Doppler site here at GSP. Just north of there, heading into downtown Greer, some big-time storms coming that way. Likely to hear some thunder here shortly. Then toward the south, Belton, Honeypath, Meadowbrook, Anderson, Star, Iva, Due West, Donalds, all on the path of this one that's moving toward the east. But I tell you, if there's a storm to watch right now, it's over Pickens, and it is heading straight toward Greenville and Malden. Again, that one needs to be watched very, very closely here. All right, so folks, let me know where you're watching from right now as we're mapping this out. We've got 2 storms I'm specifically watching. Thankfully, these are not showing signs of rotation. However, I need to watch them closely. This one in Easley, Pickens County, is picking up on some winds. Got pockets here of 40-plus mile-per-hour winds, and that is heading into Greenville right there. So that'll be something we'll watch here in the next 30, 45 minutes or so, as this activity continues to roll on through the area here. All right, folks, let me know where you're watching from right now. We'll get the chat going. I'll answer some of your questions. Those of you that are watching right now, let me know again where you're watching from. Got the chat up. Best watching from Easley. Hello. We got Elberton and Lyman and Powdersville, Boiling Springs, Simpsonville. Woodruff's in the house. Ware Shoals. Dylan's watching right now. We got Mary watching from Travelers Rest. Amber from Travelers Rest. Columbus, North Carolina is in the house right now. Let me reset this radar here for you, folks, and we'll continue this this conversation as a lot is going on right now across the area as we're watching Doppler radar. Lots of lightning. You've got some large hail associated with a lot of this activity, and that's all part of the threat here tonight. Is we've had a low to medium risk of severe weather today, and that is certainly proving to be the case as we move into the next couple of hours. The fact that we could get some stronger storms to move on through. And we need to keep an eye on this one in Easley that is heading toward Greenville. Greenville's about to get rocked with some very strong storms here in the next 15, 20 minutes, moving into the Berea area. So we'll be watching that very, very closely in some of those areas. Let me add in radar here for you as I answer a lot of your questions. We'll be able to see the radar. Not that big. There you go. All right. So big lightning flash. Yeah, Mary, watching a lot of lightning out of this activity that's rolling on through the area right now. But Greenville, this storm that's in Pickens County is showing signs of picking up. It wouldn't surprise me if we get some more activity out of that as this rolls on through. Looks like we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. Looks like this is a downstream warning in Georgia. So again, anytime you see a warning, you'll be able to see it top and bottom of your screen right here as I'll show you that monitor right there. So when a severe thunderstorm watch or severe thunderstorm warning is in the area, we'll be able to see what's happening right now. All right, thank you. Craig here, give me a lowdown on what's going on. We got Christopher watching in Seneca. Thank you so much. Tara watching from Forest City. Julie, Ann watching right now. Hello to you. Jennifer in Travelers Rest. Emily's watching in Greer. We got Nikki in Pickens. Brenda from Elberton. Angela from Gaffney. Clemson in the house. We got Mike. Michelle watching from the Locust Hill community of Travelers Rest and Greer. We got Richard watching from due west, Joanne from Spartanburg, Terry from Easley, and we got Damon from Greenville. Thank you for that, Craig. I mean, there's a lot of people in the path of the storm, no doubt about it, and starting to see the lightning pick up in many of these areas right now. Strong winds would be the safe the bet here. So watching this closely, this is an electrical storm, and with lots of lightning with it. All right. All right, so you folks watching in Greer right now, I need to let you know that this storm that's over parts of Pickens County is going to try to roll through downtown Greenville shortly here. We have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in place for the western part of the upstate, and to be honest with you, it's well placed because that's where the storms are the strongest right now. However, as we move forward here, we're going to have to watch this storm, and it looks like we're getting a new weather statement here from the National Weather Service. Watching this closely, winds are now up to 50 miles per hour, this activity. So yes, as we indicated, this storm is beginning to intensify as it moves toward the city of Greenville. It's near Easley and Berea, pushing southeast at 35 miles per hour. The wind gusts are the main threat out of this one. Not as much hail like this core down here toward due west. This one is more of a hail core with some strong winds, and that hail still looks very pronounced here, right here along Highway 81, pushing through Star. This would be Highway 81 south near Crescent High School. If you're anywhere near Crescent High School right now, it is a big-time hail maker right there. If you're seeing that, please, if you can safely do so, email me that picture. You can post it on my Facebook page. Just tag me in it, mention me in your comments there, and I'll be able to see it. And we'll get it on the news here on WYFF News 4 at 11 o'clock. Want to let you know what's going on right now. This activity in Easley is beginning to produce some stronger wind. In fact, this storm right here near Marshall Heights in Easley, new radar scan coming in shows it's near Shoals Creek subdivision near Forest Park. This is heading east along Highway 123, and it will be in Greenville and the Judson community any minute now. So let's put a couple of close-in tracks on this because this line heading into Greenville will be moving in within the next, probably a little bit sooner than previously thought. White Horse Road in about 8 minutes. It would be in Judson community in about 9 minutes. It'd be in Overbrook, Nickeltown, downtown Greenville the next 15 minutes. So letting you guys know what I'm seeing out of this storm that's moving into Greenville. You're about to get another round of it. Sans Souci up toward Cherrydale. Honestly, right here where we're sitting at the TV station is going to be rocking and rolling here shortly. I'll put this in motion, let you see where it's going. Again, probably the most populated area of Greenville, just south of you folks in downtown Greer, downtown Travelers Rest as well. Mapping this out for the Cherrydale area in the next, say, 15, 20 minutes. Thank you, Craig. Another update here. Amanda, can you show us the hail core again? Absolutely, Amanda. Let's look closer at that. Let me give the folks here in Cherrydale a little bit of a heads up. Where this is going near Sans Souci, Leawood, Stone Lake community, Piedmont Park, Morningside, Wade Hampton area in about 15 minutes. Taylor's in about 16 minutes. All right, so that's storm with some heavy rain, some stronger winds moving right for you there. Let's do that. Let's look closer at that hail core because there's a couple of different hail cores across the area that we need to be keeping a close eye on. Thankfully not seeing as much hail out of that activity in Greenville, but down here towards Star and Iva, it is still hailing. Got quarter-sized hail associated with this over Star and over Iva right now, and we need to watch this closely as these areas along Highway 413 and Iva, Antroville Highway, got the possibility of quarter-sized hail right now. Jennifer says it got a lot of lightning in Toccoa. Thank you for that report there, Jennifer. I'll turn back on the radar. We'll take a closer look at that lightning and what's happening right now. Yeah, quite a bit of lightning around Hartwell. Very electrical storms and a lot of wind and rain. But seeing this lightning pick up here across Greenville County, I'd say within the next 15 minutes before the top of the hour, Greenville's going to be rocking and rolling. Rita's watching right now. Very windy in Anderson. Diane, very strong storms in Dacusville. Brandon showing lots of lightning in the Simpsonville area right now. Thank you for that report there, Brandon. Thank you, Craig, for keeping us up to date on what's going on. Taking a pulse of the town. Craig, if you see anything about the hail reports, let me know. Sarah's watching. She's saying, hey, when will all this wrap up? Well, let me show you that. I've got a brand new computer model that will kind of map that out for us. I know many of you are probably like my wife, trying to get the kids to bed. And, I tell you what, when it's thunder booming outside, they don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. Let's look at the HRRR. This is the high resolution rapid refresh model. Got a new version of that in. Let me show you what's going on right now.
Lots of questions about the Inman Boiling Springs area. It's starting to move in there.
Inman Boiling Springs area. All right, let's look closer at that. So what we're seeing right now is this activity that's over Pickens and Oconee County. Let's map that out for the Boiling Springs area. And you said Inman?
Yes.
All right, so it looks like 9 o'clock. Right about 9 o'clock for Spartanburg County as a whole would be rolling through. Greer just before 9, 8:45 or so. Greenville between now and 9. Maybe 9:15 for Inman and surrounding areas there.
People have lost power in the Dacusville area.
Dacusville, all right. Dacusville area, watching that right now. We are live in the studio here, just so you guys know, doing a reset. Seems like things have calmed down in Greer by Lake Cunningham. You're about to get a second round. That line that was over you in Lake Cunningham, now pushing off toward the east, and now you got another one coming in. And that's going to be the case as we move on forward as those areas. What we got here? Lauren, trying to get the kids to bed. Which one are we trying to get to bed? Parker, Mason? Let me guess. It's the Olivia. Olivia's watching right now, I bet. Olivia, you need to go to bed. It's going to be just fine. Dad's watching the storms. Yeah, I guarantee you it's my daughter, Greg.
Is this going to affect Tryon?
Is this going to affect Tryon? Tryon, the worst of it is to your south. We certainly have the worst of it south of you right now. All right. Let me load back up this HRRR, and we'll get back on it and show you what's going on. So the activity we have over us now, the model is predicting very well. So about 9 o'clock, it's over Greer, Spartanburg. By 10 o'clock, it's over Greenwood and Lawrence. And the rest of us are kind of breathing a sigh of, okay, things are looking a little bit better right now. The worst of it's pushing to the south. We're now seeing some drier weather move on in. And I'd say shortly thereafter, we're kind of in the clear. Now, I can't rule out some more rain tonight, maybe a rumble of thunder, but nothing like what we're seeing right now with the worst of the activity being over us. I do want to let you know, let me turn the radar back on here for you folks. As we look forward here, there you go. I can see the radar above my head there. Let's look at tomorrow, because I do think tomorrow has the opportunity to do what we're seeing here again. Let me pick a different model so it can go out enough time. So we'll start the day off dry. Once this activity is over and done with now, we're going to wake up tomorrow to lots of sunshine. That said, come 10, 11 o'clock, the mountains are going to see some more activity crop up. What's happening here is an upper level low is above our heads, and that's allowing for some strong storms to form. When there's cold air above our heads, it increases the rising motion, or the capability of rising motion in the atmosphere. And that's what we're going to have here, is this activity is going to pop back up again. 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow. It likely won't be as strong here at home. Certainly some heavy rain, maybe some lightning, maybe some hail. But I think the worst of the storms tomorrow are going to be located here in the eastern Carolinas. And the new outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center does highlight that as well. Today the risk is there. We're in the low to medium risk, level 1, level 2. Tomorrow that threat shifts off toward the east a little bit over the coastal area. So that'll be something we watch there. What you got, Craig?
Well, a couple people are asking about rotation around Elberton.
Rotation around Elberton. Let's take a closer look at that. That's been a cell that I've been watching very closely, because these are all supercells, and as they're moving through, the supercellular nature of these always bear watching. Certainly some froggy looking storms. Can I say froggy? I mean, that's, can't take the the Hendersonville out of the boy, but the boy out of Hendersonville kind of thing. No, I mean, yeah, this thing does have the look of a supercell because it is. It just doesn't have any rotation with it in the atmosphere. But watching for you folks in Elberton, severe thunderstorm warning goes until 9:45. The main concerns here are the 60-mile-per-hour winds and the quarter-sized hail. There is no mention of tornado possible in this wording from the National Weather Service. It's more the inch-sized hail and the 60-mile-per-hour winds, and I'm not seeing any rotation in this either. Thank you, good sir. All right. Mandy's reporting some heavy rain, some thunder and lightning in Lyman. Thank you, Mandy, for watching right now in Lyman. April, strong winds off of Highway 183. I appreciate that outlook. And then Ann saying lots of lightning in Gray Court. Christina saying bad storms in Ware Shoals. Brittany's watching right now with dark clouds and some hail in Pickens. All right, Brittany, thank you. Yeah, that storm in Pickens County very much bears watching as it's rolling into Greenville as we speak. Downtown, I mean, imminently here over the studios. In fact, why don't we take a field trip? I've got a laptop. Let's just hope the Wi-Fi holds up. I do have my cookie. Nigel brought me a Chick-fil-A cookie, and I'm fighting the urge to eat it. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna go on a field trip. All right, so stay with me here. Let's hope the Wi-Fi holds up. I better bring my key. Well, I got the code. We'll step out here. I hear my voice in the newsroom here. All right, we're stepping outside. All right. Walking down the hallway here. Thank you guys for tuning in as we're watching the severe weather threats here at the studio. Watching it as we step outside. Hey, Zach. All right, so we got some rain over us right now. A nice lighting out here. You're going to have to just know that's going to be the case. But a little bit of orange lighting. Not great, but I'd rather be able to see the storm come in. So what's going to happen here in the next probably 10, 15 minutes is this action here over Greenville. Wi-Fi is still holding on. That's pretty impressive.
That's good.
So what we got here is behind me, outside of our studios, quite a bit of strong winds and lots of lightning coming in here from the west in Pickens County. So I wanted to be able to verify, yep, here in the next probably 15 minutes, it's going to start pouring. I mean, it's about to start pouring. Here it is. Be able to see it kind of coming on through. But downtown Greenville, here it comes. Oh yeah. This look at what it's doing outside of the studios here. Not witnessing a whole lot of wind, but just torrential rain. We're probably about to get the outflow of this thing. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the winds picking up a little bit. Yeah, the rain's blowing in under the covering here a little bit more so. Switch it back here to Doppler, you can see what's going on. It is just pouring outside. Not hearing hail. Just pouring outside as these storms are rolling on through the area here. There goes some lightning behind us here. So where we're at in downtown Greenville's getting the worst of it right now. I can tell you it is just absolutely coming down here in downtown. You can see the wind whipping it in. Probably got gusts up to 30 miles per hour now. That rain is blowing sideways here in our parking lot. Oh yeah, here come the gusts. Wow, wow. That wind gust was 40. See the trees going back and forth here in downtown. All right, so able to verify what I'm seeing here on Doppler radar is indeed happening. Yeah, the wind is just picking up. I'm probably a good 40 feet under this shelter here at our back bay on the back, and I'm getting wet right now. So it's blowing at a good 40 feet in here. Oh yeah. We got winds 30, 35, 40 miles an hour right now. Oh, here comes another gust. Oh yeah, I see it. So heads up in areas like Greer, Simpsonville, Five Forks, Woodruff Road, Haywood Road. This is going to be heading towards you in the next 15 minutes or less as it's rolling through these areas. All right, I'm going to pop back inside. All right. Wow, absolutely pouring outside. So I'm heading back in. So, folks, the fact that we have all these storms right now means that as we go throughout the next couple of hours, we're going to continue to see the threat for these storms really through about 9, 10 o'clock here. But as you can see on the radar, we've got it rolling right through downtown, pushing toward Augusta, pushing toward Roper Mountain Road, Woodruff Road. This is a very strong storm rolling through those areas. Hail would be the main concern out of the storms to the south. Wind would be the main concern that I have out of this storm rolling into downtown Greenville. And that's going to be the case over the next little bit, as it's absolutely just coming down outside, pouring right now. All right. That's what we got right now. So what are you folks seeing where you're at? Let's see. All right. Thank you, Craig. Craig's got us some more. All right. He's been kind of taking a poll of the area. Yeah, it's good. I got his reports. Look at some impressive handwriting there, I'll say. Thank you, Craig. All right. Rochelle, big lightning in Gray Court. We got Kristen saying there's some hail in Elberton. That cell in Elberton certainly does produce some hail out of it. Let's scoot on down there. Folks in Greenville, I would not be surprised if this turns into a severe thunderstorm. It is very strong. Sans Souci, Park Place, heading toward Wade Hampton Boulevard. This will be just south of you folks on Pleasantburg. Right over State Park Road, to be honest with you. So Montebello, John, if you're still watching right now, you've got some strong storms heading your way very shortly as this pushes off toward the east. Hampton Heights, GMU, Nickeltown. That is a strong storm over Greenville, and it is heading toward the east. And just putting a track on this to show you where this is heading in the next few minutes. Again, very populated areas of Greenville, about to see some very heavy rain and some storms. About 76,000 people of you in the next, say, 15, 20 minutes. Morningside, Wade Hampton, Cherokee Forest, Taylors, Chick Springs, Greer, Appalachian, Tiger. And then the bottom side of that is going to get into Five Forks, Reedville, surrounding areas. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour. Puts about 500,000 people, that's a very populated area right there, just south of Greenville, into Five Forks in the next 15 minutes. So look for that heavy rain. I'm not seeing any lightning out of this, just about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds and just torrential rain. Where the storm is the most severe and where we've got to watch out for is this action over Elberton, for this action over Starr and Iva. This severe thunderstorm warning for Abbeville County goes until 9:15. It includes Anderson, Starr, Iva, moving at about 35 miles per hour. It's got 60 mile per hour winds. It's got quarter-sized hail out of it. So that one is some big-time action. And this right over Elberton is honestly a very, very strong storm over southern Elbert County. It's heading toward Calhoun Falls. That's a big-time hail core out of this. As I look at this very closely in a couple of different ways, we're able to see what this is and what it's doing. So right there in northern parts of Elberton along Highway 72, that's where we got the worst of the hail that's moving on through. Let me pull up a few of the tools that we have here. Look specifically at the hail. I'm switching products over here. Give me just 1 second. All right, let's see where to go. If I ID this on Live Super Doppler 4, I'm getting 1/2 inch to inch sized hail in Elberton. So right here near the airport in Elberton, pushing off toward the east into Calhoun Falls, southern Abbeville County. There is a continued severe thunderstorm. It's been trimmed up a little bit. It does include downtown Abbeville. And if this were to continue, it would move over into Greenwood County. So that one is moving toward the east, toward Greenwood County. Star, Iva, we're about out of the worst of it right now. All right, Alicia is watching in Spartanburg right now. Spartanburg looks like it's coming in right on time at about 9 o'clock, as we anticipated. You got some heavy rain, certainly some lightning popping up here and there, but not as electrical as it was. Just some good old-fashioned heavy rain. That's what it's doing right now in Greenville. And as this storm's getting closer to the Doppler site there off of GSP, you're seeing it kind of split the difference there. But Five Forks, you're about to see some heavy rain here in the next 15 minutes or so, but not seeing lightning out of it. And thankfully, the winds are beginning to die down. Teresa, Welford, seeing some really bad lightning pouring in Piedmont. Kathy says Antroville's got some hail. Andy says Cowpen's now starting to see some action. Colette says Star Tex is under a storm right now. Shane is watching right now with rough lightning in Lawrence. Paul is watching closely right now, far south part of the area here. So let's look at all areas that are seeing this. Landrum, Polk County. I mean, you're under a special weather statement, not a warning. It's just below warning criteria there. And as we move forward here, we'll have to watch this closely. This one expires in about 20 minutes. Got wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So this is kind of the warning before the warning, if you will. So we've got the possibility that this area does have some strong storms out of it. If a warning is issued, you'll see it at the top or bottom of your screen right there. Right now, we've got multiple warnings across the southeast. In fact, there are 9 with this as it moves on through the area. So you'll see some of them cycle off and in out of our area. Fulton, Georgia, Paulding County, Georgia. That's where we have severe thunderstorm warnings in many of those areas. As this is a very electrical, very dynamic type storm system, as I zoom out, you can see all the different warnings from Alabama into the Atlanta metro area and then into our neck of the woods. This is the base of that upper level low. And as I like to say, upper level low is a meteorologist's woe. What this thing does is the cold core nature of it, the cold part of the atmosphere allows for this thing just to sit there and give us a steep lapse rate, which means the air gets colder dynamically as you go up in the atmosphere. And as that happens, what you get is the potential for more rising motion in the atmosphere. And as it rises more quickly, what it does is it gives us the risk for severe weather. So Greenwood, you're going to be next up on the docket for some severe weather. It is just pouring right now in Simpsonville and Fountain Inn. Looks like the worst of it's going to split you there in Simpsonville, Fountain Inn area. But you've got strong storm over downtown Greenville. This bad boy is about to move into some very populated areas of Greenville near GMU, Laurel Heights community, Collins Creek, and then heading into the 385 corridor. So Holly Tree, Camelot, you got some heavy rain toward the Malden area, and then you get up here toward Ashen Lakes, Five Forks, you got some heavy rain. There's some more of that rain moving in from the south and west, but here comes that line. Going to be knocking on the door here. You'll hear the wind pick up and the rain pick up here in Five Forks here shortly, as that area is going to see some of it as well. So that's kind of the way things are cooking there in Greenville County. Elberton and Abbeville County, you continue to be sort of the worst of the action that's rolling through the area right now. So what can I help you guys answer right now? It does turn cooler tomorrow as we map out what's going into tomorrow. Will this affect the Masters in Augusta? I think it's getting better tomorrow in Augusta. Moving forward, I think we're going to see a much better, and the weekend's looking fantastic. weekend's looking really, really nice across the area here. So I got your comments up, taking a tone of the area, and Craig's got me here. What we got? We've got the wind is getting really bad in Iva. Yeah, that's right there. That's that severe thunderstorm warning right there. Star, Iva, right there in that. Charlotte's saying it's pouring in downtown Hendersonville right now. Tamika says thunder and heavy rain in Gant along 25 and 85. Britt says the Woodruff area is picking up with lots of lightning. Thank you for that. Elizabeth, power is out in Pickens with pea-sized hail. Dang, sorry about your power being out, Elizabeth. Glad you can catch us here on the app or on the WYFF4 YouTube page and Facebook page is here. We sure appreciate you. Lena's watching right now from Greer. No, there are no tornado threats in Greer tonight. I've seen these supercells try to tighten up, and there's just no rotation in the atmosphere tonight, or at least not a significant amount of it to cause a tornado threat. So that is the good news. As we move forward, we'll have to watch that for you. But right now, I'm not seeing that threat be something that's going to be high. In fact, tomorrow, that threat for severe storms pushes off toward the east. You see us under the general thunderstorm type area right here. That area means we could get some thunderstorms, but it's not going to be as severe. Right now, through the next probably hour, so you see we're under the low to medium risk for severe weather. Let me map out the brand new computer model, the HRRR as we call it. It's a high resolution rapid refresh. And what this model does is it self-corrects, it course corrects. When it sees a storm that's more feisty, it will therefore change as the map comes on. And that's the good news, is we'll be able to see that correct itself. And what it's doing now is really doing a great job at initializing this activity across the upstate as it pushes toward the south and east. We'll get some more storms through about 10 o'clock. But beyond 10, we're going to have a good night. There's not going to be any problems tonight. Maybe some rain, maybe a rumble of thunder, but I don't have any concerns for severe weather into the overnight hours across the western parts of the Carolinas and the upstate. Josh Bramer, one of our most trusted salesperson and severe weather trackers here at WIFF4, he's one of our weather spotters. He is saying the wind is really picking up here across parts of Simpsonville. So, Josh, thank you for that. And I need to change this headline because, yes, it is going to cool down, but we're tracking severe weather as we speak. So watching that closely here. So the simple fact is tomorrow is going to begin to get better, although tomorrow does look like we're going to see things be not as stormy. Not that today was stormy. I mean, most of us got through the entire day. Tracy's asking about the Anderson Motor Speedway at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Let's get there. Let's go to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Sounds like a good time there. All right, let's go to 18Z. We'll get you covered here. 8 p.m. tomorrow, Anderson's looking fine. Could be some isolated showers right before then. I'm thinking 6, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock. But right now, it looks like most of that activity would be pushing out by 5 or 6, and I think you'd be fine by 8. Brandon Chandler, one of our most trusted weather spotters watching in Simpsonville. I got a lot of weather spotters in Simpsonville, but I know you're in different spots because I know where you live. That sounded weird. West Georgia side of Simpsonville. Thank you for clarifying there, Brandon. Josh is near you, but I've got you both kind of in strategic areas to be able to keep me up to date on what's coming in that way. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow is going to be stormy at times. I don't think it's as severe. Notice how the storms are a lot more feisty on this HRRR model toward Charleston, toward Myrtle Beach. And just like today for us, it's more hail, it's more wind. These things are some supercells, though. I mean, this is nothing to shake a stick at here in Charleston. We'll need to watch that closely. But right now, I think the main threat would be for hail in that area. For us, I can't rule out a strong storm, but for right now, it looks like we're going to be looking at mainly just some spotty rain. I don't expect it to be too widespread tomorrow. So that's the good news there. Is Pickens done with the storms? Well, let's tune into Doppler radar and look right now. You're certainly clearing out. Yeah, I think Pickens, you're done. Good to sound the all-clear alarm there in Pickens. And we're getting there. We're getting there across the area. The good news is we're not seeing any downstream warnings here for Greenville. That one looks to have fizzled out a good bit. It got really gusty. I mean, probably the peak of it was right over Greenville as I was peeking outside. Couldn't help myself, right? I was safe. We had a 40-foot dock outside where our loading dock is, and when the wind was blowing sideways, it certainly blew that rain in, but thankfully we're safe to be able to observe what's going on. Henry, you got a big lightning strike just came on through near Cross Anchor and I-26. Probably heard that thunder there. But some good old-fashioned heavy rain and some wind here. It has been pouring in and around Henderson County. It is really heavy and lightning right now in Rutherfordton and Forest City, surrounding areas, Fingerville to Campobello, and then Anderson to Belton, Donalds to Due West, to Iva, Hodges. That area is really the worst of it as we speak. This warning shows 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail in Abbeville County. If it were to continue on its same path, it would be heading toward Greenwood. So let's put a track on this activity right there. That's the worst part of it. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour. That would put it in Abbeville really any minute now. Next 5 minutes. Darrow at about 9 minutes. Salac, Harris, Blakedale, Greenwood Village, downtown Greenwood at about 25 minutes, about 9:25, 9:30. Wade Heights, South Greenwood, Coronacre, Pinehurst, Lotta, and then 96 in about 35 minutes. So that's where that's heading. Calhoun Falls, this activity out of Elberton, southern Abbeville County, near Highway 72. I mean, this area is rocking and rolling right now. There's a pretty pronounced hail core. If there's going to be another severe thunderstorm warning, I bet it's going to be here. This is in Hester, Charleston Crossroads, Belcher Crossroads, that area in the next 15 minutes or so. Very heavy rain. In fact, let's get in here closer on this one. This has been one that's been an overperforming storm here across Abbeville County. Now, notice the rotation in this. I mean, this is a supercell. It does have that kind of look to it. But as we look at it in 3 dimensions, not seeing anything that's standing out to me at a really pronounced rotation amount in it. It does have some heavy rain in it as the storm goes up to about 30,000 feet. So this is a very strong storm here across Abbeville County as I pull that back out. So one that I'm watching closely, but right now it looks like the worst of that storm does appear to be over with, as these are starting to become more rainmakers than severe makers. So that is certainly the good news there for those of you that have been watching. Melanie says, anybody else hearing a weird siren going off in Lyman, or am I just hearing things? Melanie, that's quite terrifying. Those sirens, I was at Clemson teaching my class. I teach a meteorology class at Clemson. And they decided to test the sirens at the nuclear station there on Wednesday. And boy, that caught me off. I knew it was coming. I heard it on the news 5 times the day before. But man, it's kind of eerie sound when you hear the sirens, no doubt. And they were loud. I mean, you'll know if there's an emergency at the nuclear station, as should you, right? I mean, they did their jobs. But boy, that was kind of eerie. Thankfully, it was a beautiful sunny day. We didn't have any issues, which is why they do those tests on those type days. All right, so Spartanburg, Greenville, Landrum, all seeing some heavy rain. Central Pacolet, Pauline, to Glen Springs. I mean, it's just pouring right now in your neck of the woods. Woodruff, Simpsonville, Five Forks, Gray Court, Fountain Inn. I mean, these areas are just getting some heavy, good, steady rain. Cherokee Heights of Simpsonville, heading on up the Golden Strip. Near the Camelot right there in Malden. Go up toward Woodruff Road, Frankie's Fun Park. Over toward Five Forks, some good old steady rain. Nothing looking severe, nothing looking too terrible. Roper Mountain Road, looks like that storm weakened out quite nicely for you. The only storm in the ballgame that looks the worst right now is over Greenwood, Due West, Hodges, Abbeville. Lawrence, you're kind of in some heavy, steady rainfall right now, but I don't see anything severe with you as we move on forward. My mom and dad are watching right now in Hendersonville. Hey, Mom and Dad. Rutherford, Cowpens, Gaffney. Yeah. This cell that's out of Henderson County, some rain moving out of Lake Lure, Rutherfordton down through Forest City, Ellenboro, Gaffney, Cowpens. Thanks, Craig. Heavy rainfall in this area. Fingerville up along Highway 11. Glassy Mountain, it's just pouring in Landrum. My friends at North Greenville University, Tigerville, through Arcadia. Certainly some very heavy rain in those areas. Pauline to Glen Springs to Pacolet. very heavy rainfall there as well. Sounds like it's picking up in North Greenwood, you bet. On schedule too. And good news here, looks like they just dropped the severe thunderstorm warning for Abbeville County, and they will not continue it for Greenwood County. So great news is here we have no active severe thunderstorm warnings locally. So the good news is it looks like we are kind of through the worst of this. And what we're going to see happen here over the next little bit is more of this activity is going to try to roll on through. But right now, I'm thinking we are in the all clear for severe weather. So folks, thank you for tracking this along with me here tonight. As always, you know, we'll be keeping you posted. WYFF News 4 at 11 o'clock in about 2 hours. So we'll have much more on the rain, the storm risk. I'll have a brand new model at the top of the hour, and we'll be kind of unpacking what's new with that. Moving into tomorrow with the chance for more rain and the chance for a few thunderstorms rolling through the area as well. So folks, I really appreciate you tuning in. If anything